Hey again, it's Christina from Sunshine and Flora. So it is Friday, the day before my biggest market of the year, my favorite day of the year. If you saw my last video, I was prepping and harvesting for this market. This is part 2. And if you watched that video, you saw at the end that at that point I was unsure if I was going to set up. I'm actually still unsure. It's Friday morning and the market is tomorrow. They're predicting there could be some bad weather. I'm kind of just waiting to see midday what the forecast is and what they predict is going to happen. I also want to talk to a few other vendors and see if they have made their final decision, because that might weigh my final decision. You know, I mentally prepare for this for months, you know, growing things specifically for this market. And it's definitely the biggest one-day revenue source of the year, and I would hate to not go. I don't know what I would do with all of these flowers if I don't go. I could try to sell them out of my studio here and hopefully get rid of a chunk of them. But anyway, safety definitely comes first. So with that being said, right now I am acting like I'm going tomorrow. I'm going to start putting my large bouquets together. I'm going to start putting my jelly jar arrangements together. I went out to the garden and harvested one more additional bucket of dahlias for the jelly jars. They're looking beautiful. I actually have a ton of dahlias out there that are probably going to be ready, of course, tomorrow or the day after, but you know, it is what it is. So I think I'm going to get a few things organized here, and I will show you first the wrapped bouquets that I'm going to put together. But in case you didn't see the last video, let me show you all of the buckets that are right over here on the floor that I'm working with this morning. I also should mention that the market that I'm doing is called the Made and Found Midwest Market. It is made up of, this year, I think 81 vendors, all handcrafted, handmade, homegrown, refurbished. There's food trucks, live music. It is an amazing day. So crossing my fingers all day that I actually go set up tomorrow. All right, let me show you the flowers. Okay, so here they are. Now I do have quite a few dahlias still in the fridge and sunflowers in the fridge, but let me zoom in on these buckets for you. I have a first bucket of goldenrod, a second bucket of goldenrod, then I have a bucket of zinnias, another bucket of zinnias, a bucket of some heliopsis. This self-seeded in my landscaping and it works great for cut flowers, so I use it and take advantage of that. Then I have 2 buckets of the celosia that I use for foliage. I've used it, well, this will be the 3rd year, specifically for the jelly jars. It is awesome. I did notice now that Johnny's has this seed, so I've already ordered some for this year. I have a bucket of amaranth and an entire bucket of celosia. There are over 100 stems in here specifically for those jelly jars. Of course, I have Status. It's just growing awesome this time of year. And then I have all of this Mahogany Splendor hibiscus. It is so beautiful. These are for the wrapped bouquets. I also have 1 container of shorter stems that will be for the jelly jars. So that is everything I'm working with, plus what I'm leaving in the fridge a little bit longer. I'm going to get everything set up. These wrapped bouquets I'm going to put together market style, like assembly line style, so it goes fast. I originally was going to make 25. I went ahead and sold 3 yesterday because I wasn't sure what today was going to bring. So I'm still going to do either 20 or 25. So I'm going to set that up on the table behind me, and then I will show you everything that's going in those. Okay, you guys, I have my large bouquets all figured out assembly line style. I am loving these. Let me show you how these go together. So basically they're having 5 large sunflowers. These are at the perfect stage. In the time that I recorded the first part of this video, I talked to a couple other vendors. My plan right now is to put everything together like I'm going tomorrow. However, if I do go tomorrow, I think I'm going to scale back my tent. Instead of a 10 by 20, I'll do a 10 by 10. I'm probably not going to take as much. That being said, I may advertise that I have bouquets available here in the studio today. We'll see how this morning goes, but anyway, let me show you how these go together first. So I'm starting with 3 sunflowers, And then in the center, I'm putting an amaranth. Now I have red and this Autumn's Touch, I think that's what it's called. And then I need to grab my goldenrod. That's gonna go right in the center here. Okay, so some of my stems of goldenrod is smaller and some of it is larger. So these are smaller, so I'm gonna put 3 in the center. And then, sorry, I thought it was organized and now I feel unorganized. Okay, then I'm putting the 5 sunflowers around that. So this is in the center. Then I'm gonna tuck in between them 2 stems of this Mahogany Splendor hibiscus. And sometimes I need to remove a little bit more of the leaves from the bottom. I am growing this again next year. It is so pretty, especially for fall. Then I'm gonna tuck in some statice. For these, I'm doing 2 stems of white because I feel like I need that brightness to contrast all of the color in the dark. And I want 1 on each side. Isn't that so pretty? Let me wrap this up and I'll show you what it looks like. So also I should mention, just for quickness for all these market bouquets, I do have these pre-made paper, whatever they're called, bouquet wraps from Johnny's. I think this is the medium size. They come in extra small, small, medium, and large. I think this is the medium size. And this is pre-put together so I can trim this, rubber band it, and the flowers just slide down in there just to save time so I don't have to hand cut all this paper today. All right, let me trim the bottom and get this in here. So these slide really easy down into the pre-made paper. I already have my sticker on these because it's much easier to put the sticker on before you put the flowers in it. Flower sleeve, is that what it's called? I feel like my brain is not working today. I did not sleep very well last night because I was just so worried about everything for this weekend. So here's what it looks like. I'm setting the flowers down in just a little bit to protect them. I put a rubber band around the stems, put the sleeve in, and then put another rubber band around there. Isn't that pretty? Let me grab one of the other ones I've put together that has the red amaranth in there. All right, hopefully you guys can see that. Autumn's Touch, I think that's what it's called, and then Red Spike. Little bit of a difference. I'm gonna have 1 bucket of these, 1 bucket of these. I was gonna take 20 bouquets. I'm just gonna make 8, see if I sell any in here today. I may make some more at the end of the day. The tote that I typically carry all of my large bouquets in can hold 3 buckets. So it'd be easy just to take 3 buckets of those plus all my jelly jars. So anyway, there's an update on these. I'm gonna finish these, transition over to the jelly jars, and then I'll show you all of those. All right, update since I got those bouquets made. I am going to put together a bunch of jelly jars. I'm making a setup in the front of my studio. I'm going to try to sell a bunch of flowers out of the studio today, just in case I do in fact not go tomorrow. It is pouring here, and it has been for quite a while. So if that's what's to come, oh my gosh, we really need the rain. But anyway, so that's what I'm working on now. I'll show you the setup when I have it ready to go. My plan is to then photograph things, do a social media post, and hope I can sell some out of the studio today. Okay, so here's the setup so far. This is the front of my photography studio. If you've been watching my video, you know I've been a photographer for 20 years, so this is my storefront. This is where I work out of, and this is where I'm gonna try to sell some flowers today. So, here are a bunch of the jelly jar arrangements so far. They are just beautiful. I just love making these, and it's going to be so sad if I can't go tomorrow. But we will see what the rest of the day brings. So these are all 15, and then if we go over here, here is one of the mixed bouquets with the, I keep forgetting, Autumn Breeze or something, Autumn's Touch Amaranth. And then down here, the Red Spike. These are gonna be 25. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna photograph these, do a social media post, and see how many I can get rid of today. Hey guys, so it is 5 o'clock Friday. I have made the decision I'm gonna give it a go tomorrow morning. So I'm gonna show you everything I have ready, then I'm gonna pack my car. I've decided to do just a 10 by 10 setup and not a 10 by 20 setup. I have, I believe, 10 large bouquets and 55 of the jelly jar bouquets. I sold quite a number of things out of the studio here today. I don't have an exact count, but I will after the end of the weekend. So let me just give you a peek of what I am taking, and then I'm gonna load my car up. Okay, so here are the 10 large bouquets, looking good. I have 3 buckets here, and they all fit in one nice tote. So that's gonna fit in my car really good. And then if we pan over, here are all of the jelly jar bouquets. I have 6 boxes, there's 55 in here. These should load in my car good. So I'm gonna get everything loaded, hopefully fit everything in my car. This video will pick back up when I'm at the market tomorrow. Okay, good morning. So it's the morning of the market. It's about 6:30. I'm here at the studio to load all my flowers. I am excited. I'm not as excited as last year because I think I'm a little nervous. We're supposed to have some pretty decent storms roll through right about noon. The market opens in 10. So at 10, I feel like I'm not even awake yet. So I hope that there is a lot of people to shop right away, and then we'll be able to tell when the storms are coming where we can secure our tents. They said if the weather is getting super bad, they'll call the market. I hope that we have time to take down our tent, or at least just put the sidewalls up, and then we can go into the shelter house to wait out the rain. But anyway, I'm gonna load my flowers, and then we're gonna head to the market. All right, you guys, so I'm officially home from the market. I am soaking wet. Oh my gosh, there were some storms that rolled through. Luckily, nothing was severe. It poured and poured, but it didn't get windy. The tents were okay. We were able to go under a shelter house overhang with the lightning and everything, but that came through maybe an hour and a half after the market opened. It lasted maybe an hour, 45 minutes, somewhere in there. The people flooded in at the beginning. I sold a lot at the beginning, and then throughout the day, it was pretty steady. I think I took 50 55 of the jelly jars. I came home with 8. All the large bouquets sold. Most of the pumpkins sold. It was a very successful day. I am so glad that I went. This market is just my favorite. The 3 girls that put it on do such a good job. And as you saw in the pictures, they had different sets for photos and decorations, and it was just absolutely amazing. So it was too bad the weather wasn't perfect, but you know what? Every year is not going to be perfect, but it was still successful. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this video. And now that that is done, I have one more farmer's market left. So maybe I'll show you guys in the next video what I'm doing for that. We're having a harvest party in town, but then we're taking a little vacation, and then I'll just be waiting to see when the frost arrives, which hopefully is mid-October, not any earlier. Later would be good. So anyway, still lots going on the rest of the season, so stay tuned. We'll see you soon.